Superman 2025, the big bang of the DCU and the start of a new DC era is finally out after 2 years of wait and after James Gunn being appointed of the head of DC Studios. James Gunn has directed one of the best superhero movies I have ever seen, and it is phenomenal from front to back. This movie just doesn't ever miss. It's crazy. I've been waiting so long to talk about this movie, and by so long I mean a week. I've been holding my thoughts in. I just can't hold it in anymore. This movie is phenomenal. It opens up with a title crawl, which we don't get that often, and it feels just like Star Wars, the original Star Wars. And it sets up this universe that we've not really been in before. If you don't count Creature Commandos, we don't know much about this universe, but we do know that it's already built up. In the title crawl, we get 3 centuries ago, superheroes slash metahumans were appearing 3 centuries ago. And we get a little bit of that later with the Hall of Justice scene. And they're painting a mural, and it has Wildcat and Jay Garrick Flash and Dr. Fate and Atomic Knight and Spectre and all these old superheroes. So we already have an established superhero universe, which is such a nice change from the MCU. Obviously, the DCU sort of tried doing that, but they just didn't do it as well. Because obviously, Batman was around for a while, long enough for his Robin to be dead. But it's just nice that DC understands that we just need to jump into the universes. And in the title crawl as well, we also get Superman's origin, not just the universes. We learn that Superman landed 30 years ago, and he became Superman 3 years ago. And not only did he become Superman 3 years ago, he hasn't lost a fight in those 3 years until the opening of the movie, where he loses to the Hammer of Baravia. And it's like, this is awesome. This is a Goku level character where he just doesn't lose fights or anything, and he's just magnificent. I love this idea. It's just so awesome. The only bad part about Superman's origin, which we learn later in the movie, his parents didn't want him to be who we get in the movie, which is like this hopeful, amazing superhero that saves everyone he possibly can. His parents wanted him to be Omni-Man, essentially. And it's a huge change in Superman's lore, and a lot of people online don't like it. I don't like it either, but I have faith that maybe James Gunn will change it. This is a huge, huge change in someone's origin, to completely change their purpose, basically. But I think Brainiac or General Zod had something to do with the message being disrupted. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. James Gunn loves comics too much and tries so hard to be accurate, especially with the Superman movie. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe his parents want him to be Omni-Man, essentially. But we'll see, obviously, in the future. I have a little hope. I love Bradley Cooper. I like to see Bradley Cooper be a good guy again, and not just some crazy leader of his planet or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. And then we also get Superman, Clark Kent origin as well, where he's been working on the Daily Planet for I think 3 months, and I think he's been seeing Lois Lane for 3 months as well. And we even get like these cute photos around the his apartment where he went in the sky and spelled out her name. Oh, just so beautiful. This movie does a lot of cutesy stuff. It brings back Superman's farm boy, not accent, vocabulary. And we didn't really get that since the Donner movies, if I'm correct. I just watched Man of Steel, and I don't recall him talking like a cute little farm boy. He goes, oh golly, he says gosh, he says darn it, he says, what the hey dude. Like, it's just so nice. He's such a positive figure in this universe, and oh, it's such a nice change from what we've had in the past decade. And he's just so awesome. Superman, I just want to go straight into Superman the character. It seems like James Gunn understands what Superman is, and it's not only just a figure of hope and truth and justice and whatever. He is a beam of a light. He is saving everyone he possibly can. This movie specifically, I don't recall him doing this in any other Superman movie. He goes out of his way to save a squirrel. He goes out of his way to save a dog. He saves everyone he possibly can in this movie. I don't think there's a single death where Superman could have saved someone. He just saves everybody. And specifically, I'm going to try to put up on screen the scene where the woman is trying to drive away in her car and a building's falling on her. And he comes in and saves her by holding the building up. And the building falls, and he flies through the building's rubble, and he's just standing in the sky. And the only thing you see is a figure in the sky, and the sunbeams just hitting him. That's just who Superman is. He's a beam of light. When people can look at him, they can put a smile on their face and be like, he's here to save me and save the day. And that's what Superman is in this movie, and it's so fucking amazing. David Corenswet was a phenomenal casting. What a great pick from James Gunn. The videos of his Twisters cast, finding out that he got cast as Superman. I mean, this guy's amazing. He's also a nerd, which people have been pointing out. People love pointing out that Henry Cavill's a huge nerd. David Corenswet's a huge nerd. He said if he wanted to be a character in a movie, he'd be a pilot in the Star Wars movie. And like a side character, not even like a big one. This guy's awesome. I love David Corenswet. I can't wait to see him more in future DC movies and future Superman projects. Hopefully Supergirl next year. Hopefully we get something with that. And oh man, I love he did. I mean, this is Superman. This is my Superman. That's why I'm wearing the shirt. I didn't buy the old Superman shirts. I wanted this logo on my shirt because this is my Superman from now on. I can't wait to buy a figure of him and everything. I've some stupid poster or something of him. He's so awesome. And on the other side, we have Lex, who in the trailers I was really worried about. He is the biggest villain in DC besides Joker, and you can't mess him up. And in the trailers, he looked garbage. Like, I'm talking acting wise. I didn't like Nicholas Holt's acting in the trailers. It just felt so cheap and like lazy. But then in the movie, it hit. Like, it didn't feel cheap and lazy. This felt like a guy who's been working to be Lex Luthor for decades now. And this is a top 5 villain performance ever. It's got to be like him, Heath Ledger, Kingpin, Thanos, and I know I'm missing someone else. I don't want to say Loki, but like this is a huge, huge, huge performance out of Nicholas Hoult. He is phenomenal, and especially the way James Gunn sets him up as a character. He's doing all these petty things he possibly can to get at Superman. He clones Superman just to beat the shit out of him with Superman. He even makes custom moves for Superman, and one of them is, and they go with numbers, like it's like 1A, 1B, C, 3C, like all this stuff like that. And the first move is 1A, so it's the first move he's ever made, and it's just punching Superman in the face. And 1B is kicking Superman in the nuts. And with the Superman clone that Lex creates, people have a big problem online where Superman kills him. We can argue he killed him, but I just don't think that happened. I think this will be the future Bizarro. I don't think it'll be the future Ultraman, because Ultraman's kind of a bit smarter than what this clone was. This clone is deemed to be really stupid, and I think it's just going to be a good setup for Bizarro. It's nice that this Ultraman was, it was a nice fighter for Superman, but I'm happy that he wasn't the main villain of the movie and Lex really took over. That's crazy. This is Lex Luthor. He's so petty. He's so rude. He's everything. Like you don't like Lex in this movie, and it's so awesome. And he's even doing things like when he's mad at his employees. He's hitting like this cup full of pencils down on the table, and everyone's laughing in the theater. And then his employees all pick it up and clean it up for him, and they put it back on the table, and he's angry, and he just smacks it again. He does like 3 times. It's so funny, and it just doesn't miss. Oh, it's the perfect Lex Luthor. And I thought he kind of looked goofy in the trailers as well. He actually looks really good. Nicholas Holt's gonna when he ages, his Lex will look even better as time goes on, and he's just evil and petty. There's a scene where he has his own alternate dimension, like pocket dimension, and he has a army of monkeys shit posting Superman stuff on Twitter. This is insane. Who does this? This is elite hating. This is Lex Luthor. This is elite hating. No, this is this is what Lex Luthor's supposed to be like. You have an army of monkeys just to shit post for Superman. Hashtag super shit. That's amazing. And and then a little after that, we get the scene where Superman saves this worker earlier in the movie, and Lex is holding him hostage, and he just straight up shoots him in the head, which I don't think anyone in my theater expected. He just kills him. It feels like he actually has like opportunity to do evil stuff, which is also nice. It's just not constantly being stopped. Oh man, yeah, Nicholas Hoult, you gave a generational performance for a supervillain. I really hope we get one of the Legion of Doom in the future DCU movies. I'm expecting to be at the first Justice League, uh, villains will just be Justice League versus the Legion of Doom. I'm so excited. I love you, Nicholas Hoult. You did amazing, man. Um, we'll move on from Nicholas Hoult though. We get a few side characters in this movie. Oh, not a few. We get a lot of side characters in this movie, and usually I would be worried about this, but it's James Gunn. He's got the Guardians movies, which the main cast on their own is like 5 to 6 characters, and then throughout those movies you get like 3 to 4 side characters, and then in the Suicide Squad, I think he's dealing with 10, 10 members. I can't recall. And then you also have the other side characters in the Suicide Squad. So you're actually working with like 14 different characters in these movies. So I wasn't worried about this at all. And we get the Justice Gang, who are phenomenal. Uh, Nathan Fillion was online treated as like a nepo signing. He is phenomenal. I mean, he might be James Gunn's friend, but he is a really good actor, and he gives one hell of a Guy Gardner performance. He makes you hate Guy Gardner. He's a little douchey, and that's what Guy Gardner's supposed to be, and he kills it as him. His wig doesn't look bad. In the trailers, his wig looked really bad. It just fits him in the movie. It just fits him so well, and they even give him like unique Green Lantern powers. So when he's like pushing these tanks and stuff, I think you see it in the trailer as well. He's like throwing up middle fingers and he's backhand slapping them. It's nice. I hope we get this more with future Green Lanterns in the DCU, where their powers are clearly differentiated with with their personalities. It'd be an well, I say it's a nice change, but we haven't gotten any Green Lantern movies since yeah, that one. And he kills it. I wasn't worried about him. He seemed like a little douchey guy in the trailers, and he killed it in the movie. And he kind of feels like second. Oh well, no, he feels like third place in the superhero hierarchy in this movie alone, and it's so nice. He gets a lot of screen time, he gets a lot of lines, and he's really funny throughout the movie. He's awesome. We also get Hawk Girl. She's fine. I was really excited for Hawk Girl in this movie, especially because it's played by Isabella Merced, and she's been kind of like on the come up recently. And I was excited to see what she could do in this movie with Hawk Girl. She sucks. She really sucks. I was expecting her to be my favorite of the Justice Gang in this movie. She's easily my least favorite side character. Like, she's even worse than like any Daily Planet characters, even the ones with like one line. And she's just so lame. It sucks. I really hope she's like part of some show or something where she can make a comeback. I mean, her only lines in the movie are like making fun of the Justice Gang name, which is such an annoying trope in these modern superhero movies. Like, I feel like if Avengers came out in 2025, they'd be like, Avengers, that's the name we need to work on. And I just don't need to hear you say that. Like, saying that once in a movie's fine, but having you say that almost every appearance you have in the movie is just so Yeah, it's just so boring and annoying. But she does save herself at the end of the movie by dropping the leader of Baravia from like 50 feet in the air. She's awesome in that part, but other than that, she's just fine. Her costume's pretty cool. A lot of people had issues with their costumes in the Justice Gang. I think they look fine. She looks fine. The costume looks okay. And of course, my character my favorite character in the movie, Mr. Terrific. I'm gonna get that jacket. That jacket's awesome. Eddie Gathegi, I think is how you pronounce his name. He's legit. What a turnaround in comic book media. You went from the guy who's supposed to be unkillable in the X-Men movies and then dying in the first like 5 seconds of your first fight to being. I really love David Cornswin in Superman, but he is probably my favorite character in this movie. I think he's probably everyone's favorite character in this movie. He is such a badass. Um, he gets his own needle drop in the movie with 5 years time, and it's him and Lois Lane going to save Superman and save Metamorpho indirectly, and it is so Guardians esque. His little 1v50 fight he does, it's so sick. James Gunn is amazing at these fights, by the way. Um, if that was one take, I wouldn't be surprised. It felt very like the Guardians 2 uh, fight with the arrow. It felt something so similar to that. And the needle drop's amazing. There's only two needle drops in this movie, and Mr. Terrific gets the best one. So good. I love Eddie Gathegi. I cannot wait to see him in more, not only DCU projects, but just movies in general. He's so sick. And people were complaining that a smart person shouldn't sound like this or that. You don't know what a smart person sounds like. Like someone's like form of speech doesn't determine how smart they are. Eddie Gathegi just plays as Mr. Terrific, and it's just awesome. Like we can have someone else who sounds like really smart and wise. We don't need Mr. Terrific to do that. Mr. Terrific's a badass. He's the he's motherfucking Mr. Terrific. I think that's what he says. He's so cool. Mr. Terrific steals the show like really bad. I hope we get a Terrifics movie where he's leading a team. He needs to be the head of something. He can be the head of Justice. He can be part of Justice League. Everything. I want him in everything. Eddie Gathegi, you are awesome. The Justice Gang is just all right as a whole, but Eddie Gathegi, you killed it, man. You really did. I guess we can count Metamorpho part of the Justice Gang as well now. Um, I guess, yeah, sure. Metamorpho's cool. His powers were done really well. Him being used as a way to hold on Superman in the jail cell was amazing. Again, I love James Gunn because he's introducing so many of these characters, so we don't have to do movie after like 10 movies in a year, 10 shows in a year to introduce all these characters. Metamorpho is so sick. Specifically in the pocket dimension scene where him and Superman are saving baby Joey and trying to escape, and he transforms into like this engine and he's just flying away. So amazing. I love it. And again, he's another member of the Terrifics, so hopefully we do build into like a Terrifics team. That'd be really nice. And let's erase that whole department too. And he is a member of the Terrifics in the comics, so I really do hope we get a Terrifics teams because I think him and Eddie Gathegi will be really cool in future projects or anything. And let's just erase this whole Terrifics thing, Mateo. Is that okay? Okay. We also get a shit ton of more characters with the Daily Planet. Um, I did not think James Gunn was gonna give so many of these characters personalities. Obviously, Lois Lane was gonna be a huge part of this movie, and she was fantastic. Rachel Brosnahan, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, she does phenomenal. A really good Lois Lane. It feels like she's just getting to the reporting side first, and she's not just horny for Superman like in the Donner films or in Man of Steel. She kind of feels like too much of the plot, which is so nice because in this movie she's the perfect amount in the plot. She's not just taking over and trying to interview everything and everybody. She feels like a normal person doing her job, and it's so nice. Lois Lane is out. The whole Daily Planet's so cool. We get Chief Perry, who doesn't have many lines in the movie, but he does do his iconic "Don't call me Chief," which is nice. And we get Jimmy Olsen, who feels like Jimmy Olsen He looks a little dorky. Sorry to the actor. I'm not calling you a little dork, but it's Jimmy Olsen's supposed to be built like a little scrawny dude, and he he looks just like him, and he also fits the gimmick that Jimmy Olsen is always up to, like the shenanigans, and they made him the hottest guy in the world in this movie. It's so funny. He every time Jimmy Olsen has a line in this movie, the whole theater was laughing, and him and his relationship with Eve is hilarious. Even with the ending of the movie, where he's like, "Oh, do I really gotta take you on a weekend date or whatever?" It's so amazing. People are starting to turn this online to like some sexist ordeal. Jimmy Olsen's awesome. It's hilarious. Let him be silly. It's just a silly it's just silliness. It's nothing serious. Jimmy Olsen's awesome, and he also does his job pretty well in the movie. I hope we get more of Jimmy Olsen as Superman's friend in future movies. It feels like we didn't get enough of that in this movie, even at all. I think they might be in one scene together and that's it. So I hope we get more Jimmy Olsen Superman bonding in future movies because that's what Jimmy Olsen's supposed to be, Superman's friend. We get Supergirl at the end credits of the movie. She is hilarious. I cannot wait for Supergirl 2026. That movie's gonna be awesome. We're getting Lobo in it, but she's so cool. In like the 2 minutes of screen time she has, we find out she's the owner of Crypto, and she's the reason why Crypto's such like a bad dog, and he's always like ruining everything and like hitting Superman when they're trying to play with each other and trying to chase the horses or whatever. And she just comes in and she's drunk and she just came back from partying on other planets. She's so funny. We don't get anything else with Supergirl, but she nails it. She nailed it for the 2 minutes she has. I'm really excited for Supergirl 2026. It's gonna be top three movies next year. Obviously, we have Odyssey, so it's not gonna be number one, but I'm really excited. She seemed really fun in the 2 minutes she was in. And for the end credits, it's nice that James Gunn isn't doing what the MCU did, where you have to sit for the whole credits just to learn something about future projects. I like that James Gunn doesn't like that, and the end credit scene is just good fun again, and it's just Mr. Terrific and Superman looking at a building from when the world was trying to come back together. Oh my god, I skipped that whole portion. And for the end credits, it's nice that James Gunn doesn't like end credits being builder upper for future movies in the universe or shows even. And it's just a funny bit with Mr. Terrific and Superman looking at a building that was coming back together from the portal opening device, and that was it. That was the end credit. It was just a little funny scene, and that was it. So shout out James Gunn again. You really know what to do with this universe, and I can't wait to see what we got lying ahead. And with that, that is my 2025 Superman review. I am giving it a nice 5 out of 5 stars. I know this is my first review. It is not the best thing in the world. I'm trying my hardest to improve myself in speaking for reviews. I really wanted this to be a big thing in my life. I've been rewatching movies since last October. I'm at the 1,000 mark, I believe. I'm trying to watch everything I can. I want to get reviews for everything I can. I want to do movie ratings and everything. So please bear with the really bad review for Superman. I really did enjoy this movie. It's really hard to get my thoughts off with something I love so much, but I hope to see you again. I'm going to try uploading another review next week, maybe 2 reviews, and a ranking at some point. So if you did like the video, please like and subscribe. And I hope I see you soon.